Hi, so today I'm talking about the Gemini Man and how to get one. So if you like a Gemini, his birthday falls between May 21st and June 20th. And this is a sign of the twins, which is kind of interesting. And the sign is also a mutable sign and an air sign. So you can usually spot this guy in a crowd, of course, because he's a little social butterfly. And he might be telling a story with nervous movements and rapid, excitable speech. So you'll walk around, you'll see like this crowd of people, and he's the one that's like, yeah, so then this happened to me, and then like 20,000 million people showed up. That's him. He usually dresses formally to look important, even if he's just like hanging out with friends. He'll be the guy with like the sweater vest on and the loafers. This man likes to connect with a woman intellectually rather than physically. He's really interested in a woman's mind. He likes to know what you think about. He likes to know if you can connect on, a mental level. He's not interested in, like, the hot girl that walks by him. I mean, he might look at her, but he's like, I'd rather get to know somebody and see what their mind is like, because that's what the Gemini Man is very interested in. What matters to him is how you can carry on a conversation and if the two of your minds are a match. If you're somebody that's not an open book and that's hard to read, he'll be really intrigued by you because he's going to have to use his intellectual skills to try to figure you out. He'll be really interested if he feels like he's not really getting you and you're hard to read because he's going to have to actually work at it. But don't be too quiet because then what are you going to talk about? And it's like, doesn't make sense. If you're interested in this man, share things about yourself, maybe like things that'll keep him a little bit hooked, but don't share everything about yourself right away, because then he'll be intrigued, and he'll want to keep coming back for more. He'll start thinking about you, and he'll be like, I need to know this about her. So if you like a Gemini guy, give him a little, hold back a lot, at least at the beginning. When I do these, I'm not talking about if you're in a serious relationship with this person. I'm just talking about, you just start dating somebody, you've been with them for a little bit of time, or you've met somebody that you're interested in, just so to clear the air. This guy likes dynamic personalities, which makes sense considering he's the sign of the twins. So if you're eccentric and can't be grouped into a concrete group, he'll be very interested. He'll find you exciting. So he loves a woman who appears smarter, more experienced, more cultured. Maybe you've traveled more than him, or you're from a different country. Maybe you have a job that's, in his mind, out of his league. He'll find you extremely interesting because you can enrich his life with ideas. You can share your wisdom with him, and he'll love that. He'll really like that. So if you're somebody that he considers above him intellectually, he'll be very interested in you. So try to stay sharp, try to stay a bit ahead of this man, because to the Gemini Man, boredom is like death. It's really like death. He can't stand it. He's quick to bore in any situation or relationship, so a lot of Geminis have a hard time settling down in relationships, and they might just date this girl to this girl to this girl because he's very social, so he meets a lot of people. But to stay interested, he really has to feel that intellectual connection. Like I said before, this man is a sign of the twins, so the man you meet on Monday may not be the man you meet on Friday. Even if you think it's the same man, he'll be different. He's like dating multiple men in one guy, which, I guess it could be interesting, but could also be very frustrating. So just be prepared for that. You might get like the gentle, poetic sweetheart on Monday, and on Friday you get manic Max, who's like all over the place, and you just wonder what happened to nice Ned. I don't know. This man is constantly changing. He's constantly trying out new things. He really wants to get the most out of life, and if he's interested in you, he wants to be able to share that with you as well. Somebody that really likes to experience life, like you like to travel, you're into culture, you like to read, you like to write, like whatever it is that you do. Somebody that cares about life and doesn't do the same exact thing every day, and doesn't have that concrete, stable, daily routine, he'll be interested in you because he wants to be spontaneous, he wants to really feel like he's actually experiencing life. So if you're somebody that can kind of go with the flow, he'll really enjoy that, and it could be an interesting relationship. So if you're looking for a serious relationship, this might not be the best man to go for, and I don't want to tell you that he can never be in a serious relationship. I'm just saying it's very hard for him to commit easily, and even if he does it first, he changes his mind so easily when it comes to relationships that you never really know. He doesn't like the reality of a relationship. He likes the feeling of excitement, like everybody does when you're first dating someone and it's those first couple of weeks and it feels magical and romantical. He's the kind that can kind of back out when the reality of the relationship hits him. So this man kind of lives in a dream world. He's constantly thinking about abstract things or theorizing about life. So it's hard for him to be grounded for extended periods of time, and that's why, like I said, the reality of a relationship is hard for him to keep up with. And it's not like I'm saying he's a player, which he could be, but that's not what I'm saying. It's just more like he can't really maintain a relationship as easily as some of the other sun signs. If you want this man to commit, give him space from time to time so he doesn't feel the, harsh reality of life, because he just can't deal with it as easily as other people. And the more space you give him, the more he'll find you intriguing, he'll wonder what you're doing, and then he'll be hooked again. So if you're really into this guy and you want to latch him into the long haul of a relationship, and just give him a space, let him do his own thing. He'll appreciate this, and the distance will actually bring him closer. And honestly, Geminis are the sign that do the best with long-distance relationships for this reason. So, I'm not saying have a long-distance relationship, but if you happen to be in a long-distance relationship with a Gemini, then you're in good hands. If you've just become interested in a Gemini man and want to make it a mutual interest, make sure to be up to date with the latest news, the happenings, gossip. He likes to gossip. He will talk like celebrity tabloids with you. So make sure to be up to date so that you two can get along conversational-wise. If you're not into this kind of stuff, then the Gemini man may not be for you. Who knows? So, this guy loves to talk about anything from world peace to who's dating who to anything, and he's a big exaggerator, like I told you earlier. So don't take everything he says, as complete fact, because it's probably not. I'm not saying he's a liar, but he definitely exaggerates, and the story you hear from him is probably 10 times more extreme and dramatic than the story that was originally taking place. So make sure if you're, hanging out with this guy, you like him, appreciate his wide range of ideas, at least appreciate something about what he's interested in, because he'll appreciate these things about you, and he just wants to feel that you care about his ideas and his intelligence, as well as understand that he needs time to himself, and, he doesn't always want to hang out with you, and that doesn't mean he doesn't like you. It just means that this guy lives in his own little dream world sometimes, and he kind of needs to escape to that and feel as if he's important in his own little universe. I know that sounds really weird, but he's twins, so he's one guy one day, a different guy the next. So for this guy, if you're a little bit wild or you're a little bit edgy, unlike the Taurus guy, he'll be interested in that, and he'll like that. He doesn't get embarrassed about that kind of things. Boring, like I told you, is awful for him. It's a huge turn-off. So if you're a goody-goody, you're probably not going to interest him. He likes a girl with a little bit of edge, with a little wild streak. He doesn't like you being needy or insecure. So don't nag him. Don't make him feel like you need him. Make him feel like he needs you. If you want to know if a Gemini man is into you, notice how he talks to you. If he's talking to you and he's not making sense and he's kind of rambling and bambling along, then he's nervous and he likes you. And it's a sign. He gets really nervous, he starts talking really fast, his hands start moving, and he's like, and this happened, you're like, wait, what happened? I'm confused. He likes you. If he's asking about your interests and cares about your opinion, that's another sign that he likes you, because he doesn't really care about everyone's opinion. He only cares about people's opinions that he feels that he can value. So if he's asking about these kind of things, he definitely has some kind of interest in you. If he's sharing favorites of his, like maybe a poem he wrote, or a movie he loves, then he's interested in what you think and he wants your opinion about what he values, and that definitely means that he's interested in you. One thing that a Gemini man will do is he keeps in constant contact with you, and I know I was talking about don't be needy or insecure, kind of let him come to you. When he's first interested in you, he'll call you every night, he'll text you a million times, he might try to be provocative in his text messages, and he'll be flirtatious, and whatever else, and these are signs that he likes you, and this is kind of the beginning of the relationship phase. If he's giving you his undivided attention, then he definitely likes you, because if he didn't consider you worthy, he wouldn't be giving you his time of day, because he considers it very important. So this little social butterfly man represses strong emotions, so you don't really see that side of him very often. He's very sensitive and open to hurt, and he feels very deeply but he can come across as cool or distant. So if you've been in a relationship for a little while now and you're feeling like he's distant or cool or just kind of like not himself, it's because he is interested in you and he doesn't want to get hurt, because he's very sensitive to that. When he's hurt, he hurts badly. So that's why sometimes when he's starting to really have strong feelings for you, he might not express that well. Just give him his space and let him know that you're there for him if you do really care about him. He finds it really hard to express love, even though, you know, this guy's a big flirt, he loves to talk to women and all of that. When it comes to love, and not just like the pursual of love, he has a really hard time with it. So just be sensitive about that. This guy has frequent affairs, but he's like looking always for that perfect romance, and he does want it. You know, he does want the perfect romance at one point in his life. So give him the benefit of the doubt, give him time, and give him hope, because he might come around. Especially if you're the one for him, he will eventually settle down. So don't, you know, be despaired about this. The three obvious ones are the air signs. So Gemini is compatible with Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius, because those are all air signs and they just tend to get along the best. Signs that aren't the best with him are Pisces and Virgo, and these signs like have, you know, power struggles or kind of like a tug of war kind of relationship. So just be careful. I mean, you can get over this, but don't let your relationship turn into like constant fighting or any of that. And if it is, you know, try to end it, because those kind of relationships never end well, whether you care about astrology or not. Signs that have a little bit of friction with the Gemini might be Taurus and Cancer, and that's just because of the placement and the zodiac. They have a harder time getting along, but they can make it eventually. Other signs that are good would be actually Scorpio and Capricorn, and it would take some time and it would take some work, but these signs could work and it wouldn't be as hard as, like, say, between Pisces and Virgo. So Scorpio and Capricorn could work with the Gemini. So I hope you appreciated my thoughts and advice on how to get with a Gemini man or maintain a relationship that you've just begun with one. And just remember, astrology, like for me, is just a hobby, and it's not always 100% accurate, but it is very interesting, and it can be very truthful. So I hope you all take what I say with a grain of salt, and have a great day or night.